Welcome to the shit show.
Tom! Right now, my notes, I almost wrote down the Spanish announce table. It is the All Elite Wrap-Up.
Yeah, that's the better one.
2026. Whew. So, we had a Dynamite. We are rolling into Grand Slam Australia and Revolution. We're going to talk about a lot of things.
I'm excited for Grand Slam Australia. I tell you what, this makes me think back to the days of when there was like 4 pay-per-views a year, and then the Dynamites were like spring break, or what was it? Was it spring break? Whatever it was. And then Grand Slam, the beach break, yeah. And then the Dynamites felt special because one thing that I've always argued is that the way I would increase ratings, because I know, like, again, I don't give a shit because as long as you're playing it for me, I don't care if no one else is watching. Really doesn't matter to me. But obviously, if they want to do well, I've always thought the pay-per-views are an hour too long. So if you take one of those matches from the pay-per-view and make it the main thing for an episode of Dynamite, you're cooking. You know what I mean?
You are cooking. So, you are. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, for example, last night's main event, that's a good example of how it should be, right? That shouldn't go on a pay-per-view for Revolution. That should be a Dynamite episode. So, yeah. Anyhow.
All right.
How are you?
I mean, I'm fine. Fucking working, living.
Oh, you're the one.
Paying attention to the news against my better judgment. And,
Don't do that.
It's toll. So I guess that makes it time for fuck Donald Trump. We got to throw that in there randomly every once in a while.
Well, get it ready again because I just got laid off, so I'm imagining it's his fucking fault.
Trump. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we need to. And a fuck ice. A hearty fuck ice, right? Throw that in there as well.
Yeah. Melt all ice.
So, Tom, so that we don't yell at the clouds about that at least, let's yell at the clouds about pro wrestling. We're going to, unless, you know what I mean, you had anything else you wanted to get off your chest, because I feel like I need this to escape the world.
Yeah, and that's what we should be doing. Yes, and that's what we should be doing. So, great transition to...
Well, hold on.
Oh, you got something for me.
Well, first of all, I want to take time to say hello to everybody that may be watching us live. Join in the chat. Talk to us in the YouTube if you want to, because we want to hear what you have to say as we talk about Dynamite and we go through it, right? Also, check out our website, allelitewrapup.com. That's got everything you'll need. Blue Skies, podcast, YouTube, donate buttons.
All of it.
Need some money. Tom, but I feel like it's becoming a tradition, and we shouldn't skip this week. We need to go back in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can do that. I think we've got some time for that. So, this week, we're going to go back to February 1st, 2023. AEW Dynamite was in Dayton, Ohio. The main event was the final chapter in a brutal trilogy between Samoa Joe and Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. The series was tied 1-1. Joe won the first match. Darby won the second in his hometown of Seattle. So to settle it, they booked a no-holds-barred match. And as usual, Darby Allin came prepared to hurt himself just as much as his opponent. So early in the match, he revealed a secret weapon he was wearing, something modified specifically to make his grappling and high-flying attacks more painful for Joe. What was he wearing?
Oh, yeah. This was like it was all pokey, but what was that? It's not.
It was a thumbtack hoodie.
Thumbtacks.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck was it? Yeah. Because you know what I was thinking of is the fucking Hellraiser. Remember the bad guy Hellraiser that had all the needles in his face? It was like that, except for a jacket. Yeah. That fucking and I think he did a coffin drop.
It
right?
backfired. Yeah, he goes to do a coffin drop. Joe catches him, coquina clutch, and he's just all over the thumbtacks, all over his back and everything. And then, he passed out, if I remember. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. That's also... Was that also Dayton, Ohio, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what you said? Is this the one where... No, that was Cincinnati. Remember when Hangman and Moxley wrestled each other and Moxley knocked him out?
Yes.
Like legit?
Yeah, that's right. Like legit knocked him out. Yeah, that was Cincinnati because that was Moxley's play. Yeah, right.
Because remember the promo leading into that? I thought it was one of the better promos in AEW where Hangman's like, Moxley, I'm going to kick your ass and everyone's going to be behind me. And they're like, the producer guy was like, it's going to be in Cincinnati. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
Cincinnati. He's like, shit.
Yeah. Like, all right, well, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a fun little.
Back in time.
Yeah.
I love them. They're always fun.
Yeah.
And if you guys have back in the day or whatever you want to do, send it our way. We'll maybe read it. You know what I'm saying? So
Maybe.
more interaction.
Again, email us, aewrapup@gmail.com. It's 1W, aewrapup@gmail.com.
Yeah. Not two like the other fucking evil place. It's one
Yes.
W.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So let's talk about some AEW. We kicked it off. Where were we last night? We were in the granddaddy of them all. Everyone knows what we're talking about. Texas. We're talking about Texas.
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Austin,
Yep.
Texas. Yep. The granddaddy of them all. That is where all the history takes place, right?
All the Texas happens.
All the Texas happens in Austin. That should be a T-shirt, actually. Okay, anyhow. But we kick it off with the god of pro wrestling, Kenny Omega. And he's in a fun match. It's a glorified squash match. But to his credit, Rocky Romero does his thing, right? He gets some of his shit in. But we get a fun one. What'd you think of the opening contest?
Fun, but it did make me question, right? Like, really? We're doing Rocky Romero's? This is, we've complained that Kenny Omega plays the hits with his friends, right? So I didn't want to complain about it. I mean, this was a good match, right? But this also out of left field for any story, right? And not everything has a story, so I'm also trying to keep that in mind. But I was
Don
like,
Callis
what's going on
Family.
here?
The only connection is the Don Callis Family.
Is the
So,
Don Callis Family.
I'll say
but
that
then
part,
that started
but yeah.
to make me a little more mad because then Don Callis comes out afterwards and everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
brother, and maybe you're going to talk more about that. But I do want to bring up, though, that I saw somebody online posting a thing recently, I guess, that Rocky Romero had said that when he's ready to hang it up, he would hope his last match would be Kenny Omega. Did we just see Rocky Romero's last match?
Maybe. I tell you what, he made a meme. I thought the best part of the match was when he did the soccer slide, like he scored a goal.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And then Kenny Omega fucking V-triggered him right in the back of the head.
Right.
I think, especially with the World Cup coming, AEW can take that clip, put some soccer noises or whatever. There you go. So at least they got that accomplished.
Yeah, that
Again,
was fun.
hopefully the social media people over there at AEW will take advantage of that.
Hey, listen,
By the way,
we're
you
available.
should do that. You should do that.
You're
You
also
should.
really available.
I'm really available, but I'm not skilled. I don't have the skill. You got to be good
but
at the job.
You multitask rabbit there for AEW. You can write some things.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can-
Yeah. Oh, if they just want to hire me,
Yeah, just hire you
1,000%.
in
Social
general, for
media,
whatever.
though.
Like, listen, I'll run and get
'Cause-
coffees. You know what I mean? Like, what do we
Yeah.
got to do? Let's give me a job.
Yeah. Well, because, everyone knows that's listened to this podcast long enough that when Tim's not here, all you get is nothing. There's no intro or anything. So I ain't got those kind of skills.
It's just YouTube Live. It's like, hey,
Yeah, there it is. Hey, I know how to hit record.
time.
Yep. That's how it is. So, yeah.
There's no,
I will say it.
there's none of this. There's none of that. There's none of this. None of that. None of this. Or that. All right, sorry.
None of it. None of it. Yeah. Yeah. But if it was his last match, it was fun. Like I said, it created a meme, I think, and a little social media bump. So good. Now, as mentioned, Kenny Omega gets the victory. Then comes in Tony Schiavone doing his best impression of a highlighter.
Yo, they
And
called
he's
him
like,
high res Tony Schiavone. Taz was
Yeah.
like, who is dressing Schiavone these days?
yeah. I mean, honestly, if she was backstage, it would have made sense if Britt Baker dressed him. Because that's what it kind of looked like. Is
She's like, you look great. And he's like, I do? You don't think I look like a highlighter? She's like, you are the highlight of the show, Tony. Get out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it kind of felt like. Which RIP Britt Baker. I haven't seen her in years. Miss her.
Nope.
Anyhow, but Tony Schiavone, he interviews Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega essentially just does the, I'll fight anyone for the championship, whether you're friend or foe. And then Hangman comes out. And Hangman's like, man, wouldn't it be cool if, we were on the same side, but that's a singles title. So we're not.
Yeah, we're gonna have to,
we're going to have to fight probably.
Yeah.
And then Swerve
Just know this time it's not out of malice, right?
Right, yeah. I got my shit together. It's not a whole thing where I'm finding myself.
I don't even give a
You're
shit
not
about
an
you.
asshole. Yeah.
I'm not trying to punch you. I just gotta.
But then the mood changes on a 180 because Swerve comes out, and Swerve almost, it felt like essentially just ignores Hangman. Doesn't even really give him more than 2 looks and gets right in front of Kenny Omega. And he's like, I want to fight you. And Kenny Omega's like, I can read the room. It feels like you kind of don't like me. And I'm paraphrasing everything here, but Swerve was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
good observation. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, is something about to pop off? Well, it doesn't, because Don Callis comes out. Now, Don Callis.
If Kenny Omega is somewhere, Don Callis is not far behind.
Well, you know what was not with Don Callis during this promo? His
All of
fucking
his
teeth.
Fucking Don. I never knew, by the way. I didn't know. He's got a good set of fake teeth, because I never knew.
But someone has to capitalize on that, right? Because it's Don Callis.
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, he's going to find a way to capitalize off this. Like, he's a fucking carny, but this is so
someone has to be like, oh, you're going to cut another promo on me?
This
and like,
is where
go
we
to the
need
clip?
Britt Baker. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is how we bring back. What if we all got worked, and this is how we bring back Britt Baker?
Well, that is the way to do it, right? Don Callis is like, people are making fun of me thinking I don't got good teeth. Well, I got the best in the business. And then Britt Baker.
Making fun of a person because of their you know what I mean? Like their body
their
shaming. Shame on you.
Because again, one other thing, as we've mentioned with the Don Callis family, the most eclectic group of heels in a faction.
Yep.
However, no
ladies.
females.
No women.
So there you go. You can get a female introduced just by doing this.
She fits.
AEW, let's do it.
Honestly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Personality type is a home run for the Don Callis family.
Yeah. Don't make it like a love thing between her and Don Callis. Nothing like that.
Business.
But make Don Callis being like, she's the greatest thing to have ever happened to wrestling.
Yeah. Because then you get
like,
Okada and Fletcher over there like, what?
Yeah, right. Well, like the same vibe. Remember when Stokely was with Jade Cargill back in the day? And it was that. It was like, do you realize how fucking good this wrestler is? Like that.
Yeah.
That would be the vibe I would do with her. But anyhow, let's not forget Don Callis' teeth fell out. And that's always fun. And he's there to talk on behalf of Andrade. Sounded the same because fucking mumble mouth. Don't know what the fuck he's saying. And he just says, everyone basically, don't get ahead of yourself because Andrade tonight is going to beat Swerve Strickland.
It's going to knock your teeth down your throat.
Yeah, knock your teeth down your throat, you fucking pussy. Now, one thing that I think that Kenny Omega does really well, but sometimes it's like the Terry Funk effect. And I'm not saying he's as good as Terry Funk. What I'm saying, though, is back in the day, if you would watch Terry Funk stuff, there was a lot of times where Terry Funk was just like, you know what would be great if I did this. And he didn't tell anyone else that he was going to do it. And so then everyone else was reacting it, right? I don't think at the end of this segment, Kenny Omega was supposed to chase Don Callis up the entry ramp, right? I think that was just hey, fuck this guy, right? And then like he runs. Because then Swerve and Hangman are just like,
yeah, exactly. Like, why would they just be like,
yeah, okay.
like,
And then they just walk slowly
like
up
a minute
the
left,
ramp.
right? Don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to say the good night, bang, whatever.
Nope, man. That's it. Right, there we go. So that's what we get for our opening
good
segment.
Night, sign it. What the fuck does he
Bid you adieu. So good night, bang. Or no. So I bid you adieu.
Like mwah or something. Right?
Mwah, bang. He ends it with a bang, but
It's
good
a lot
night,
of,
bang.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a something. But he needs to be champ just because, again, I think he deserves, for the person that he is, to be a babyface champion in front of fans. I think that would be the most yay. And where Hangman, the best Hangman is a tortured Hangman. Like that is the best Hangman, right? Kenny Omega is just a very good champion. Like that doesn't necessarily need a lot of storylines to be good. You could just be like, he's going to wrestle a great match against X. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. So I think it makes sense, but we'll get to that in a moment. What we get next is a promo backstage. It's all the gold. I don't know. We
Babes
should
of
call
Wrath and
Chris Statlander. But they have all the women's gold.
True.
So like,
that's right.
they should be called something like that, right? The gold standard or some, that's a Shelton Benjamin, but you know what I mean? Like something, golden shower or something, right? Isn't that no, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But
sure, Trump knows.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Whoop.
Indeed. Yeah. That's why Russia is so favorable. Anyhow, because they have the tape of him pissing on hookers, but
He's fat.
that is true. The Babes of Wrath, though, they say, hey, Sisters of Sin, if you just don't come out and fuck with this match with Statlander and Tekla, we'll give you a title shot.
Yep.
Now, okay, but also, well, then I'm going to try to fuck with them if I was a female tag team and then just be
exactly, like, now I know they're not going to.
Yeah, they'll just give me a shot if I just push Chris Statlander around a little bit, So yeah, fun promo, but nothing, that really moved the needle. But we got some foreshadowing ahead of time. Then we get back into the ring, and we have the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match.
Before we drift away, I just thought of something with the Statlander, the Babes of Wrath, all the gold. Does this feel like we've just lost all the gold now? Because it just feels like they're tied up in the storyline and feels like this could have just been a trios versus a trios thing, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the basis around the feud has to be the gold because there was no animosity.
Yeah, why would Tekla care about Statlander?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So but I agree with you.
And your friends also have tag team gold. Well, my friends want that too.
Yeah.
We're trying to get all the gold. Okay.
But I do think, to your point, we could have more women involved if these belts were on different people. And to your point, it was just a trio and a trio, right? The triple Babes of Wrath or whatever.
Yeah.
Babes of Wrath from out of this world, whatever. And then the Triangle of Madness, and there you go. We could have done something like
Space
that.
Babes.
But we didn't. Yeah, there you go. Space Babes of Wrath. Actually, that's fucking perfect.
Like
yeah. Space Babes of Wrath. Yeah, I like it. Okay. But here we go. Now we get back into the ring, and it's for the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match. It is your champion, Jon Moxley, taking on the debut on Dynamite of Bang Bang member Ace Austin. And Tim, he has a playing card.
He does. He's the ace.
I got the ace card.
Here we are again with the Continental Championship. It's just going to be this way. We're just going to have to deal with it. But I do like the idea that, you haven't always been a fan of the Eliminator match. I hate that they call it that, but, I like the idea of, okay, you got to beat the Continental Champ once to get a shot at it, right? To earn a shot at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's where it actually does make sense. Because in kayfabe, right, it makes sense logically that if Jon Moxley, to get this championship, has to go through a tournament, then you, to take it from him, you've got to beat him twice.
Right, exactly.
Right?
So he proved he could better than all these people, so now you have to prove you're at least as good as him to deserve a shot.
Right, yeah, because it's here you go. The two ways that you can get this championship is enter into the tournament at the end of the year, or whoever that champion is, you've got to beat him twice.
2 direct wins over him. Yeah, exactly.
Because we were talking about, let's make these titles different. Yep. If that was the calling card, that makes it different. I actually do like that idea a lot.
Yep. We call the thing the C2, so that even fits.
Yeah. Yeah, C2. You got 2 wins.
Yep.
You got, anyhow. But Ace Austin, this was the first time on Dynamite. We've seen him on Collision.
Sure.
Bang Bang Game member. What do you think about him?
I mean, looks like a guy. We talk about this a lot. Every move that somebody's doing in that ring, somebody else can do. So I'm rarely ever oh my God, right? Unless it's some kind of really cool, unique finisher. But even then, I at least still remember somebody else could do that. It's just this guy doing it, all right? Or this lady doing it. So I need stories, and we obviously haven't got there yet with an Ace Austin, right? We haven't really put him in anything to tell a story yet. Now, were he to get a win here, right, that we could have been doing that, but
The other thing I would have added, as you were saying that, it got my mind thinking, is going with the real term here of eliminator, meaning Ace Austin now, because he loses, cannot challenge for the Continental Championship unless you get into the tournament.
Okay. So not even if somebody else takes it from.
No, it's your tournament, or you get one shot out of the tournament, and that's
Does an eliminator work that way? Like, can you not? Let's say, like any of the other titles. It's the men's world title eliminator.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you lose, can you not challenge that specific champion again?
It should be that way. Yeah, it should be that way.
That makes sense for the eliminator. I understood the tournaments being called the eliminators. Perfect, fine. But when they started calling the single shot for a non-title match the eliminator, that always bothered me because I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, enforce it, and
it's
then
there you go.
Qualifier
if anything else. But
yes, unless
you're eliminated, right?
Ace Austin, who loses this match to Jon Moxley, the next time you want to challenge it for this, if you do, you've got to go into the tournament or wait until that tournament's over. That would be the thing, is everything resets afterwards.
So we would say every eliminator is that, right? Like every eliminator minus the Continental Classic one is if you lose to the champion, you can't challenge until there's a new champion again, right? Like you just don't get a shot at that.
Just until the tournament's over.
Well, but with the C2 version is either you got to get into the next tournament or you got to wait till the next tournament champion even. So
exactly.
Ace Austin can if Okada beats Moxley next week, Ace Austin are still fucked until the tournament or next
until the tournament. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then it resets for everyone. So it's not like I never can challenge it. Yes, you can. You just have to get through past it.
Right.
Man, Tony Khan fucking
Tony.
That logically makes sense.
Tony, exactly.
Yep, and it makes it different from the national champion and the TNT champion, which we'll talk about in a moment. But you know what I mean?
Difference in title.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
But Moxley gets the victory here. And again, it was a good match. I will say this.
One's the world title, one's the international title, Tom.
And then there's another one that's a national.
Yeah. Well, but that's, this nation.
Right.
But the international is all the other nations. Mm-hmm. And the world is the same thing.
Well, international doesn't take into account the bodies of water.
I guess, yeah.
The world does.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Any unincorporated islands.
Yeah. Anything under the sea, I'm the champion of.
Doesn't include Epstein Island.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the world title doesn't. Or the international doesn't, but the world does. Yeah. Anyhow, I will say this. Jon Moxley, the thing that's interesting that he's starting to build up, though, with this, going through the tournament and now going through a Shelton Benjamin, Ace Austin, these type of guys, he's starting to become like a workman champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Where,
he's the guy you can't beat again, right? He did cough up a couple losses there to the old Kyle O'Reilly and a few others there for a while. So this is a good way to get a run, and now we still have – nobody wants, even as this title is defended, right? Nobody wants that title to flip-flop around, I don't think. I don't think any of the fans want that to be I don't want any more than two people to have it over the year, if more than one,
Right. But it's starting to feel like very similar to where Orange Cassidy, when he was the international champion, and just defended the belt 700 times until he lost to Moxley. Feels like we're trying to do that with Moxley in this thing. But
what was that? What was the name of it before then? Right? Because he had it.
It was the what was
Atlantic.
It was
All Atlantic.
All Atlantic.
Yeah, All Atlantic.
Yeah. But we did get some story out of this because
was like, at least I know that's like okay.
I know.
Everything on the Atlantic, which is like, a lot of the world, but
But we got a story out of this. So after the match, Moxley's like, "Hey, I'm fucking champ still. Isn't that neat?"
Yep.
And then Takeshita walks out, and he's like, "Hey, you motherfucker. I heard you were calling me out." And Moxley, if you could read lips here, he beat me. Mm-hmm. Now I want to beat you. So there's a little bit of a thing of like, I won the tournament, but in that tournament, you beat me. So now I got to kick your ass to validate that I'm the fucking real champion.
Here's another twist on that. So people that did participate in the tournament can always challenge as long as they beat them twice, right? Like they don't get eliminated till next year's tournament. They can always come back and try to beat you twice.
Right? Yeah, like exactly. Because they went through the gauntlet. Yeah, mm-hmm. I mean, or
just the one time,
because he beat him in the tournament. That would be the caveat. Like, hey, I don't got to beat
Anybody
you
that
twice.
beat you during the tournament doesn't have to do the
They just get a
eliminator.
title shot.
They just get a title shot.
Yeah.
You got to defend it against them. Ooh, that I don't hate. Because, then we're only talking about 2-3 people tops usually with whoever wins
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah, all right.
And we can get to it quick, right? Because if we
Yeah, it's
peek
almost
behind the
first
curtain.
champion. Or, first defense is going to be against
Yeah.
who the fuck be in the tournament.
But like peeking behind the curtain, if you needed to add another match and you want it to be a title, well then just throw
yeah.
Moxley in with Takeshita, and then there you go, right? You could do it that way
Exactly
too. So
It's fun.
Takeshita, though, he's like, "Hey, I'll fight you," and Moxley's like, "I want you to fight me," and they're kind of doing their thing. And then Takeshita does the, "Well, then I'm out of here, you dumb shit." And what Moxley doesn't realize is the fucking buddy cop duo of Davis and Doyle are behind him, and they beat him up. Bop, 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 bop. Because remember, Death Riders and Don Callis Family got some beef going on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long that can continue with the Davis and Doyle. From
Well, hey,
him, but
if what's his name gets back, just call him Doyle, and it's the same thing.
True,
Brian
true.
Cage,
It
hey.
was a bicep tear take.
Oh, it's a while,
A while. Yeah.
like 8 months, 9 months, something like
Oh,
that,
Jesus.
probably. I mean, again, not knowing the
sure.
severity, but yeah, most
Sure.
likely, yeah. All right, then we get another title match. We get the TNT Championship match. Champion Mark Briscoe versus Don Callis Family member El Clon.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess here's the thing that I want your opinion on, because I was on Blue Sky for a little bit today, and I hate when AEW fans do this stupid fucking thing where they're like, "Oh, these Fed people are complaining about." Who the fuck cares what they're complaining about?
Yeah.
They're not important.
Yeah.
They're not important.
Does
Anyhow,
anybody, people, you guys understand how you can block people on social media, right? Like, if you don't want to
Yeah.
see what the fuck they're saying, just block them.
yeah. Or you don't have to say like, "These people are saying this, so I got to respond." No, you don't. Fuck
No,
them.
you don't. Yeah.
They don't. They
Yeah.
don't need
Yeah.
any.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're not going to stop saying what they said because you said it. I'll tell you that
Right.
much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just
Exactly
fucking
right.
stop wasting your time. But the controversial moment of the match was Mark Briscoe does the J Driller, and out of the J Driller, El Clon just pops out and was like, "What's up, bitch?" Now, I'll tell you my 2 cents before I get yours. I thought that this was a reversal, not a no-sell. I didn't think he got hit with it and then
He flipped out
fucked
of it
out.
before he could get
I
hit.
thought,
Okay.
I thought it was like, if this is the ground, and this is why you watch the YouTube video, if this is the ground, his head came to here, and then he popped out instead of hitting the ground, and then
So he had enough
That's how I
core
took
and
it.
body control that
Yeah.
in the moment, as he's seconds away from a crushing
Yeah.
blow to the head, he flipped himself out of it because he's El Clon!
yeah,
I didn't think of that at the moment. So I thought it was more of a no-sell, but more just in the vein of what we've always called the hold your hand wrestling. Like, you no-sell a lot of shit like that. DDTs and fucking, so I was just like, yeah, all right, whatever. It make a lot of sense to me, right? But I guess that fits better with your description.
yeah. There was also a lot, if you rewatch the match, there's a lot of El Clon kind of like holding his head back.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
No.
There's a lot of like,
But
Like
I'm
this.
also still, I know things happen, right? Like we were going to go Davis and Doyle and fucking Doyle rips his arm off, right? So like, now we can't do Davis and Doyle for a while. El Clon was going to be this thing against Hologram, right? And like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Is Hologram injured? He just gone? What happened
Yes.
there?
No, he's injured.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess like, I don't know, man. Like it felt again like filler. I was like, why is this guy like I don't know. Now obviously got a right to try to get some TV time, make something, give me a story, I guess. But
and also one thing to remember, especially in international wrestling and more so Lucha Libre, but also there's this in Japanese wrestling as well, like clones or like
Yeah.
evil people that are only like, because El Clone
That's
is
true.
essentially just a clone of Hologram, right?
the evil hologram, and they do that
But-
a lot in Lucha
Well,
Libre, I
but
guess, right?
one of the most famous examples of this is Pentagon Jr. Pentagon
Right.
Jr. is the fucking evil spirit of what's his ass in Mexico, and now look at him. Now he's the. I miss him. I miss him.
I know, man. He's cool. He's still over there though, huh? They use him? I don't watch that show over there. I
Couldn't
don't
tell
know.
you. Couldn't tell you.
I don't watch that show. Or
I know that he has a
whatever
really.
they call them.
I know he has a really cool.
They call them
action
shows, or they
figure.
call them like premium special events. All right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. This is what you gotta know, brother. Shut the fuck up. Triple
You're
H.
having a WWE experience. Like, shut up, man. It's
Yeah,
Netflix.
you
Fuck
fake
off.
smart guy. You fucking idiot. Anyhow, but Mark Briscoe gets the victory here, right? So we get the controversial moment, but still, we get Mark Briscoe picking up the victory. And I like this. After the match, he goes, hey, open challenge is still open to anyone, but fuck that Don Callis family. No one from the Don Callis family, because I don't like them and I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
So no one from there, but anyone else.
Almost open challenge.
Almost open challenge, yeah. And I did not know what we were getting here at the
I
start.
didn't either.
So
I didn't either.
Lights go out. We hear the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Tim, I swear to God, for maybe 3/4 of a second, I thought Taz was walking out.
Oh,
Because
my
if
God.
you remember,
Yeah.
Taz had the heartbeat. And I was like, is that why he had surgery? Is he doing one more match in AEW? I was like, that can't fucking be the
It would be
reason.
Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, and why him? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we see the heartbeat, right? Da-doom, da-doom,
Yeah.
da-doom.
Which I'm still not clued in on what any of that means. I'm like, all right, who the fuck are, you know what I mean? I was
Yeah,
kinda like,
that's a thing from when he was in Ring of Honor and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
doing the Independence, all that. And then we see Psycho Killer.
which I still
Again,
am
I'm
not.
like, man, I thought it was a luchador. I really
Yeah.
did. I thought there was a luchador named Psycho Killer.
Something.
I was like, okay, cool. And then it says Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah. I kind of was taken aback for a second. I didn't realize that was happening again. For anybody who's new to us, we're not combing the dirt sheets every week, trying to find out whose contract is up or whatever, right? We may see a few things on social media, but we try to watch the shows and just enjoy the shows and comment on what we might have done different or
The
what we
show.
liked or what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The show, right? As it played out, right? The characters, we try to be in it. So I had no clue this was a thing. I see later that a lot of people knew this could be a thing, but a lot of people were expecting him to go TNA, I guess. And so it kind of shocked a bunch of folks there.
Ugh.
I'm a big Ciampa fan and have been, right?
Love him.
I feel like, again, I don't know these people well, but I feel like I got the same vibe from him that we got from the Dean Ambrose version of Mox over there, where he wants to do so much more in the storytelling and the character-driven work than they have room in their Overton window for. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted to get more complex. He had a lot of more deep things to tell. And so I'm glad he's here because that's what we like, right? And I hope we get some of that. I felt like this was a bit weird, though, because he didn't say a damn thing. Mark Briscoe and him stood there for too long staring at each other, and then we just fucked off, right? We just left.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, what?
Yeah, if I had my 2
And he
cents.
looked kind of old, but we're all...
Well, good.
Like, you know,
good.
We're all good.
Yeah, that makes him look even
he's
crazier.
not... He's also not... I'll give him that, right? He's not trying to, like, I'm going to dye this black, and I'm going to... You know what I mean? Like, all that shit,
he
right?
looks
It's good.
crazy.
Looks like
he
he's,
looks crazy.
Looks like a crazy psycho killer, yeah.
What I would have done, and this is kind of how I would, again, if I were booking pro wrestling just across the board, I don't like this spot, generally speaking, for anything. Like, even hypothetically, let's just go to the most extreme example.
Okay.
If MJF says open challenge, anyone wants a shot, and John fucking Cena walks out,
Yeah.
it is a waste to me.
John Cena.
God, that would suck.
But like, it's a waste to me personally,
Yeah.
just to see them go staring. Like, I don't fucking care.
Coming for
Do
you.
the match.
Yeah, say so. Yeah, do the match right now. Like,
That's
yeah,
what you
exactly.
do. Hey, I have an open match right now. Then he comes, and what
Yeah.
the fuck, you know?
The only way I would do kind of what we're describing here is like, okay, heel gets done with a match and he's like, oh, I'm still the best. I'll take anybody on next week, whoever the fuck thinks they're tough. And then and his name is John Cena. And then he comes out and you're like, fuck, and the heel runs off or whatever. But then you got to get a promo from the scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. There has to be something there for the live audience, because the live audience gets the pop of, wow, you're here, but that leaves you pretty quickly. And like
even
we
on TV,
saw,
I was like,
yeah.
They spent
And
a
it was
solid
just-
minute and a half not saying anything, just staring at each other. And then Ciampa decides to go, you, like he didn't already know that.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, him, of course.
So, interesting here. So, Saturday on Collision, we're getting Tommaso Ciampa versus Mark Briscoe.
I'm excited to see what we get with the Ciampa. Does that mean coming down the pike, are we going to get a 4'0" Johnny Gargano hanging around someday? Or is
I
he
would
a
think
for lifer
so, right?
over there?
Well, no, I would think so. Aren't they like best friends?
They're best friends, right, from birth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I would think that they would go, right? I will say this. Also, personal note, just for me only. I really like Tommaso Ciampa as a human because it's very similar to like Sheamus. When I met Sheamus and I told you, it was like, that's the greatest meet and greet I've ever had in my life. He is not one of my top 5 favorite pro wrestlers, but I will tell you, he's one of my top 5 favorite pro wrestler humans. Like, I would want to meet him again. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
right.
if you remember when it was my bachelor party and Sharkbait was wrestling for Evolve and he won his contract in Detroit, I went with him. I talked to Tommaso Ciampa for maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours about our neck injuries because he had just came off of his neck injury and I just got out of my neck collar, you know?
Yeah, I remember you telling me this.
Yeah. Such a fucking cool guy. And like we were going over like symptoms. He's like, so there's sometimes when my hand, I was like, oh man, fuck yeah, but it's my left. My left hand will do this. And like we were just going through and he's like, so you wrestle? I was like, no, I don't fucking wrestle.
No, I wouldn't be that fucking dumb.
Do that? No.
Like, I do a podcast.
Yeah. No, I was like, no. I do remember though, because Sharkbait, he has neck injuries too. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, Ciampa is so fucking, because he didn't get to meet him at this point. And I was like, dude, Ciampa is so fucking cool. We were just talking about neck injuries. He's like, you didn't tell him about mine. I was like, no. Because he thought if people knew about it, they would cut him, you know. But anyhow, talked to him for like 2 hours. If you ever get the chance to do a meet and greet and Tommaso Ciampa's the guy, go do it. He is a fantastic human. Love him.
You mentioned Sheamus. I have a radio story with Sheamus. I don't know if I told you this, but he was there for, one of the 6 a.m. radio drive-by hits at the cluster. And me and old friend Sterling saw him, and he was like, holy shit. Like, we opened the door, like, while he's in another thing and just shook his hand real quick. You could tell he had, like, bloodshot eyes. I was like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? It was being nice, like you said, like, super chill. And Sterling's a big guy, and he was like, oh, son of a bitch, you're huge, right? Saying this to Sheamus, and he was like, I just want to, like, give you a rock bottom. And Sheamus is like, brother, I'm going to be honest, it was way too early in the morning for that shit.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like, all right, okay, I got you. Right? Like, he could have took that so many different ways, but he was just like, brother, just, right? Like,
not
appreciate
today.
you said that, but just say it, right? Don't even, don't touch me.
No, Sheamus was. I met him on St. Patrick's Day, which is just one of the cooler things is to have a meet and greet with Sheamus on St. Patrick's Day. And I was wearing my McCullough Irish pub T-shirt, and he's like, "Is that a real bar?" I was like, "No, I don't."
Yeah.
Well, I go, "I don't think so." I was like,
I'm sure there is one somewhere, but
I was like, my dad's a bullshitter, so there could be one, but he hasn't told me one way or the other. And then we were just talking about Ireland because I just got back from my honeymoon, and he's like, "Oh, it's beautiful here." I was like, "I like it here," and again, we spent 20 minutes talking. Yeah,
all right,
it's great.
Anyway,
anyhow, so Tommaso Ciampa, Saturday
here,
night, Mark Briscoe. All right, we keep it moving, and we go backstage.
Could we have got the most Ciampa-looking person on the roster to face Ciampa, though? When we,
that's true.
Like, who's the closest person that looks like this guy, and let's put him in a match?
Well, here's a question for you before we move on, actually. What's your gut say? Does he win his first match and become the TNT champion, or do we get some type of
I almost feel like he should,
no
because
cigar?
I feel like Briscoe's one of those guys that, like, he can take that loss, right? Like, really doesn't matter. But it would be weird, unless we're going to have Ciampa then, like, get angry about
That's what I was hoping.
Psycho killer,
That's what I was hoping, is that it's, hey, babyface, isn't this cool? And then Ciampa goes, hey, these guys in AEW are a little bit better than I thought, so I'm going to fucking cheat or do something.
What if even
and
it's
then
just mid-match, where he's all like, hey, everything, and then Mark Briscoe's a little tough, and he's like, you son of a, you know what I mean? And murders Mark Briscoe, and is the heel champ now, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. Yeah, that's my, because that gives you some juice, right? If you just went in as a babyface, well, now Mark Briscoe just looks like, again, it looks like the other place is better than this place because that
That's
guy
true.
just came over.
Walk
and beat
right in
you.
the door.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's not a good look.
schoolboy.
Yeah, that's not a good look. All right, but the next segment is super weird.
Ooh, that is a nicer touch. Then the inverse of that is he can't quite beat Mark Briscoe, so he has to turn to the heel
Right.
stuff.
That's what I'm saying. He
'Cause
realizes
this is where the
like,
best wrestle.
fuck, all right, well then here's my brass knuckles,
Yeah.
something like that. All right, I want your opinion on this because this one was weird. So we're backstage, Renee Paquette talking to Okada and Kyle Fletcher, and we just get a straight up Okada apology. Hey, sorry, I was thinking about myself.
And Kyle Fletcher graciously accepts.
Well, and Kyle
compliments
Fletcher was
him
like,
about-
well, because he's like, hey man, it takes a big person to do
He's
that.
like,
kind
I
of
was
like,
pissed, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
and he kind of alludes to the fact of like, I wouldn't have done that, right? That was the kind of
Right.
tone he had. Was like, that takes a big man. I don't know if
Yeah.
I would have fucking done that, right? So he's like,
Yeah, where he was
guess.
like, I didn't come here ready to like be cool with you, but like
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna take what you said, right? And like we're just gonna
Yeah.
work this out.
And so the two shook hands, right? Fletcher accepts his apology. Fletcher walks away. I was really expecting Okada to be like, bitch, right?
or a wink
something
or
there.
something. Or,
But no,
oh,
he just-
I pressed it.
He's
Yeah.
just cheesing the entire time. And that's the segment. So what do you make of this?
Nah, right? I know we've all thought Takeshita's out, right? The Don Callis family is gonna turn Takeshita, but like this feels like something's gonna happen here with Okada and Fletcher. They didn't just do this just to be friends. That there's no story for that.
Well, maybe I'm
Unless
reading
it's
too much
again,
into
maybe
this.
he's like, this is the real enemy, right? Maybe Okada gets Fletcher to turn on Takeshita.
That's what I was thinking. Is the only person that Takeshita says that he likes in the Don Callis family is Kyle Fletcher. Let's just jump ahead a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so we jump ahead. We'll go back in chronological order, but we jump ahead, and Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita are looking at each other, and Takeshita's like, I can't believe you fucking accepted his apology. That guy's a fucking prick. And Kyle Fletcher's like, what do you
He
want me to
apologized.
Yeah.
He was serious. He didn't call me a bitch. He didn't flip me off.
And so this is where I think Okada is starting the rumblings to get Takeshita out of this Don Callis family and to everyone hate him. That's what I think this like is alluding to.
Okay. All right.
And I think it's
Goodbye.
going to be like Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita are like back to back against the whole Don Callis family kind of thing. And then Kyle Fletcher turns and then it's just Takeshita by himself. And then they all beat the fuck out of him. I think we're going to
Boots
do
to him.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But we get some more talking, Tim, because
More
right
talking.
after that, we come back from break and we get our AEW Men's World Champion, MJF. And he walks down and he's like, this place fucking sucks, doesn't it,
Yeah.
Taz? And Taz is like,
mean,
it does, you
Yeah,
know?
cool,
Like,
yeah.
you know.
It's Texas.
And then Brody King walks down. And Brody King, yeah, and everyone's barking with him. He was over last
Mm-hmm.
night, you know? I think the line of the night, though, is from MJF saying, I've never seen someone so liberal
Yeah.
look
more
like such a Nazi. Which, you know?
Yeah, I laughed so hard on that one. The second best one is like, you're just following me around. Like you used to follow around Malachi Black. He's like, look, I used to be really impressed. You guys are really spooky how you turn the lights on and off all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what I've been saying about the spooky gimmicks, right? So I really
Mm-hmm.
love that. Yeah, there was a lot of good here. I think Brody King played this well too the whole time, just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, right? Like, because again, speaking isn't his strong suit, as we've said. Not to say he's a bad speaker, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not the traditional pro wrestler ready to cut a promo presentation, right?
Yeah. The second half of his, so yeah, MJF says all of this. Like you said, you're a follower. Why don't you follow me? But we'll work on your look. And then that's when he says the Nazi
Yeah.
stuff, right? Brody King starts off too normal. Because again,
Yeah.
his presence is not talking normal guy. But
Yeah.
the second half, when he says, hey, you're right, I haven't beat anyone. So I
Right.
talked to Tony Khan, and we're saying, how can we get me ready for a world championship match? Well, why don't I face the men's world champion? And then he gets into the like, I'm going to break your fucking
Yeah.
body. And that's where it was like, be that guy.
Yeah. So I think
And that's-
he kind of baited him into the moment, and then like as soon as he laid his hands on him, he was like, so now, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Now that you know really what's up, now I'm going to lean into this and get you even worse. Yeah.
So
yeah, loved it. I love how he played it all. And that's what I mean. Like, I think it's not that, like, I don't want to say it's not a high-pitched voice or anything, right? But it doesn't.
No, it's just normal.
But it looks normal when he looks like he should not have a normal voice.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
why it's perplexing, because it's not abnormal. It's not like Mike Tyson with it where you hear this like high pitch and you're like, that's wrong. That's not from the right person. He sounds like a normal person, right?
Yeah.
But like looks like he would talk like this. So
Well,
like,
I'm going to equate it to
okay.
a comic book, right? So, a comic book movie.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer in X-Men plays the Beast, right? The big blue beast, right?
The guy from the Cheers?
Yeah. He plays
Frasier?
the Beast. Yeah.
Is one of the fucking X-Men?
And yeah,
I don't watch these
he's
movies, I'm sorry.
Well, but now he's done up, right? Like you
Sure,
can't
of course.
really,
Yeah, no, it's
you know,
not just like him in the suit. I get that.
Right.
But, like,
but he talks like Kelsey Grammer.
weird.
Like he doesn't have
Weird.
Right. That's how I feel with Brody King, where it's like, not that you shouldn't sound intelligent, but it's like he's sitting there with a whiskey.
No, the things
talking
he says is
about-
fine. No issue with that. I'm just like, it just sounds like it's me and you talking.
Right.
I mean, he looks like he would sound.
The second half of that promo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get a eliminator match. Again, should be a real eliminator, not a qualifier.
And now we're leaning on this a lot. We're getting a lot of eliminator matches here.
Yes.
Eliminator.
But again,
Which I get it.
make it
To some extent, we've asked for, you got to make things happen. Not everything's a deep story. So at least this is this person's shot to earn a title shot. Okay.
But it can't, like, there's a difference between a qualifier and an eliminator.
Eliminator, right.
It has to be eliminating.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Now, they haven't said this is not eliminating them from title, but I'm sure we can find examples where it, has not. Yeah.
But at AEW Australia, right? The, what is that? Grand Slam Australia.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get MJF. Or hold on, let me read this again. So
This
MJF,
feels like, I know we're talking about the Grand Slam Australia, but it felt like we had so much more steam going into that one. And I know they were leaning into it because it's the first time over there and whatnot, but like this one feels kind of like an afterthought. I'm worried if they're going to get a good turnout on this one or not.
Well, so I actually explained this incorrectly. So next week is the eliminator match.
Right.
Brody King versus MJF.
Right. If he wins,
Brody
he
King
gets the shot.
Gets the title shot at Grand Slam Australia.
Right. Which is going to happen. Right? That's going to be the match. He's going to beat MJF in the eliminator, and then he's going to face him at the Grand Slam, and that's biding time for who really faces him at the Revolution.
I still think, and maybe this is my pro wrestling brain being too warped by the MAGA mania over there, but I still think Bandito is just hanging out, and I don't think he's going to be cool with like, wait a minute, I became ROH champion, I did all of this stuff to get that shot, and you just barked, and now you get a fucking shot? Like, no. Like, we ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean?
They told me, because I couldn't speak the language, but you're
I
out
gotta
here barking.
go through yeah. I mean, and that could be the angle, right? I have to jump through all of these hoops, and you just get things handed to you because you have fun tattoos. First off, they're stupid.
Stokely should speak for Bandito, right? Like, just running down, and then that's where you know what I mean? We've seen the Brody King fuck with Stokely before, but it's always fun.
Yeah. It's always great. All right, and so then after this, right, so we got that match for next week, and then again, we'll see what happens for Grand Slam Australia. Then we get a quick promo, and this I did not like. Again, I have gone 180 on the Young Bucks. I used to hate them. I used to call them the Young Cunts. I did not like them. They blocked me on Twitter when Twitter was a thing. I did not like them at all. I think they are fantastic now. Still don't think they're the best.
Yeah.
But I do like, they are top of the top, right?
Oh yeah, they're one of the best tag teams in the world for sure.
Right. But they looked like
this was
Chris Jericho trying to fit it. It looked like guys too old to go to the club getting ready to go out that night.
Well, you know what it feels like? It feels like when the Rockers came back, right? And thankfully they ended that quickly, right? They, you know what I mean? Like they didn't actually have a run as the Rockers, right? If I remember that correctly, right? Didn't they? But that's what this kind of feels like, where they're like, let's get the band back together. And it's like, no.
Yeah. It almost feels like, and maybe they got something up their sleeve. Because again, that EVP, when they lost their thing, that was fantastic. And them being broke bucks and all that. But it kind of feels like they're out of ideas and they're just going to like
Or
What
could this
else
be a
worked?
Jericho-like thing where they're saying this now, and then it's going to be something else when we, you know what I mean? When we get
I
to
don't
it.
know, but they looked.
But nobody
old.
asked for this. Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was like, the Young Bucks should just really go back to the neon tassels and like. First of all, read society. Nobody's talking about bright colors and happy kid
and the
parties these days.
Huge
You know what I mean?
fucking
Like,
headbands. Yeah.
we're all a little
They
aggressive
just-
right now. So
It just looked dated. It looked dated, and they looked.
Yeah.
Old. They could have been wearing a fucking Affliction T-shirt, and it would have fit in better.
somebody has to take the reins in one of these feuds with them and blow the whole existence of the name up, right? You fuckers are not young. You're like
Yeah.
the third and fourth oldest people on this fucking roster. What are you talking about? Like,
You know who should do it is that new team that's always high. What's the fucking
the Rascals, yeah.
Yeah, because they could just be like, we're new here, and what the fuck are you
They're
guys
like, aren't
calling
you guys
yourself
like the
young
fifth and
for?
sixth oldest guys in the
Yeah. You know,
You're twice
And
our
they're
age,
just
and you're the Young Bucks.
like, that's fucking weird. Yeah, that's what they should do.
Do I not know what
okay.
young means?
I mean, that's what they could do, right?
Like looking into like they're just being stupid, right? It's not even
Yeah.
and, like they're not even meaning to be mean to the Young Bucks, but now the Young Bucks are pissed, right?
Yeah.
And they start trying to dress older. Like fuck these kids.
we're wearing ties now.
Fuck these kids. I'll show them who's old.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a match in 2 weeks between the two teams, but the week in between this promo and then their match, you see the Young Bucks dressing like suit and ties.
You can
And then
almost
the
get
guys are like, who are these guys?
You could almost get the Rascals faking as the Young Bucks, coming out dressed as old dudes and calling themselves Young Rascals and shit. Like fucking.
I mean, that would be funny.
Yeah, some walkers and canes and shit.
All right, then we get
Young Rascals.
another World Championship match. Now it is the AEW Women's World Championship match. Our
This
champion.
wasn't right before the main event, was it?
Well, no.
Right.
No.
Right. Now I'm trying. I was trying to think
actually-
back, but you're right. There's plenty more
Yeah.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty more, right? So, yeah, we get our champion, Chris Statlander, taking on Tekla. And this was good. I like this. This was the best Tekla look to me, in my opinion, in AEW. Like, she looked the part. She wrestled the part. She didn't do too much of the dumb stuff. There was one thing in the ropes where she's like, haha. And I was just like, it's early, so I guess you're kind of just showing off thing, you know? But
I hate
What'd you
the
think?
explanation. I've talked about this. If you're going to be spooky, I need you to, like, do something spooky. And I worry that, like, on cable or network television that you're ever going to be allowed to be too spooky, right? So I almost kind of caution you against doing it. And Tekla's not necessarily spooky, but she's supposed to be freaky and mind-warming, like leaning into a Bray Wyatt-esque type of, like, fucks with your mind, right? But, like, I can't believe, even if I'm kayfabe world, that any of these people are affected that much by you contorting yourself in the ropes and shit. Like, that's not weird. That's not fucking with my head.
Yeah, that Bray Wyatt did it once, and it was kind of fun. And then I think people thought that gets over, and nope, it was a moment in time.
I just,
right?
again, I'm like, you guys put yourself in the situation you're in a fight. Somebody does that, you're going to be like, okay. But, like, after they did it once, you're going to be like, kick you in the face.
It's just a moment in time, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like the Reebok air pumps, right? It was fun to fucking do the thing, but not everyone made that shoe because not everyone liked doing that.
I'll say this.
You know what I mean?
Those moments in time have a lot more payback on the video packages for the match later, right?
Yep.
A lot more use out of that there than on this show, right?
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we get back and forth again. Really, really good match. Thought both of the girls or ladies here looked awesome, but we get our women's world champion retaining
Standing
her
strong.
title, and she's there standing strong. Babes of Wrath come down. They're all celebrating, and then guess who comes out? The Megasis with no
Penelope Ford.
no Penelope Ford was there, but no what's her name with the Death Riders? Marina Shafir.
The thing.
No Marina
Yeah.
Shafir.
You're right, because Penelope. Yeah, right, but not. Yeah,
Not the whole kind of trio.
Marina
And
Shafir,
Penelope-
not the which was weird last week.
Yeah.
That bugged me.
Penelope was like, hey, this is the champ.
Is Statlander anywhere? I wouldn't even know that I would call her like super over right now on her world title run. Is she anywhere near what she's at right now? If we're not teaming her up with Willow and and Harley Cameron right now. I feel like we just haven't quite hit something yet with the Statlander, right?
Well, I think, hopefully, this is my hope at least, is when Megan Bayne came into AEW, we instantly went into the two hosses of the division will wrestle, and Megan Bayne beat the shit out of Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
So if we just run that bit back, doing big meaty women slapping
colossal clash.
meat,
Yep.
yeah, okay, right? If you do the equivalent, bringing up someone we talked about earlier, Sheamus, when Sheamus and Drew McIntyre were just like, we're going to beat the fuck out of each other, if Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander is like, we're not doing flips, we're going to beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. I'm going to gorilla press you over into the crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to feats of strength.
Yeah, sign me up. I will be the first one on that signature line. I want that. That would be cool. Because that, I think, is the thing. Yeah, that's what's missing from her.
I felt like this was odd, though, because I didn't think we were done with the Tekla thing. And maybe we're not, but, like, maybe we are.
Well, I think maybe we are with the women's tag team championship match. Maybe that's where we end it, and then hopefully, again, we kick out Julia Hart. Just saying. Be cool.
You don't mean of AEW, you just mean she doesn't fit this group.
Yeah, keep her in AEW. Because I think she should go back to Brody King. I think that's a fun visual dynamic, right? The little girl who's safe from the world because the big monster loves her and won't let anyone touch her. Like, that fucking looks right. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. All right. Then, as we mentioned, we talked about Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita.
Yeah,
they do their whole thing, and Takeshita's sad. He walks away. Then we go into like a hybrid promo and then a live shot, but it was also pre-tape, I guess. So we get Jungle Jack Perry, and he's talking about how he beat Anthony Bowens, so he's going to beat Ricochet. They show him jumping on Ricochet at Collision, and then they like cut that promo off. And Ricochet's like, hey, actually, Jack has more things to say. And the GOA has him. Now, to his credit, Jack Perry's like, bitch, I'm still fighting. And they're like, stop fucking fighting, asshole.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, get
Look at
down.
you, fucking kid.
More people, I think, need to do that. That's a good thing. I don't like the, like, fucking fight back. Like, you're about to be murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Go
I like
down
that
swinging.
from Jack Perry. Yeah. But yeah, they beat the shit out of him. Now, the thing I did like here is Ricochet at the end goes, back to you, Shivani. And Shivani's like, I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, I'm not taking that. So yeah, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, man. Look, Jack Perry is another one where I'm like, man, we really have so many times thought Jack Perry's going to hit. And it just...
It was once.
It was.
We loved him once.
I know. And we won't get back there. And this is going to be fine, right? The match will be fine. Ricochet, Jack Perry. But, like, I mean, look, I hope I'm wrong and they come out with some crazy cool thing or a storyline or some new rivalry forever out of this. But, like, I don't see it happening. So I think this will be a solid C+, you know what I mean, to B- material here.
Yeah. You get... I would sacrifice doing the fucking Tarzan dance to get
100%
scapegoat.
I've done that.
Fucking
Like, Tarzan
to
takes
get
cool, but
scapegoat interesting. Again, I'm not saying that everything needs to be done that's been done previously, but steal a little bit of the elements from Raven to make it into Jack Perry.
Nothing. Even if we're saying Jack Perry's the face, like, he's not even doing face stuff. He's just hanging out in the back and being like, "Hey, I'm Jack Perry." Like, you're not. Like, well, what are you? What is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least with the scapegoat, he was a tormented soul. He thought he was being blamed for everything when nobody was blaming him for anything, right? Like,
yeah. And then Luchasaurus can also go into that a little bit, right? Like, let's be bold. You can lose that, right?
Yeah.
Kane took his fucking mask off. Have him take his mask off. He's physically impressive. He was,
know.
again, the most physically impressive person we saw at Dynamite when we were front row.
And he's been on a TV show. Like, we know what his face looks like. So this isn't like...
Has he?
He was on Big Brother.
Really?
Luchasaurus, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't watch it, but I know he was on it. Like, I know he'd been on it, yeah. So, like, we know who the fuck this guy is. We got pictures of his face. This ain't like, you know what I mean? This ain't
Not Rey
Penta having to
Mysterio.
hide himself and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know who this guy is.
Yeah. So I think, again, scapegoat Jack Perry. That needs to come back today, not tomorrow, today. All right, then we get another World Championship match. This time, it's the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship. It's FTR with their battled and bruised manager, Stokely Hathaway.
Big Stoke.
Taking on two members of the Don Callis family, Mark Davis, Jack Doyle, Davis and Doyle.
Davison Doyle. And
yeah, I think the thing coming out of this match
the match was fun.
The match was great.
Yeah,
but
the match was fun.
The thing that we saw, and I saw it in real time, but I didn't know if I heard it correctly, but he holds onto the rope, takes the DDT on the outside, and then just yells at Hair FTR and goes, "I ripped my bicep."
Which, that guy knows a thing or two about something like that, right? Didn't he do the same thing? Or he had that forearm cut or
gash.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, when he fell off the top rope. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That was gross as fuck. But, yeah, the match was fun. We had back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then we get to the end of the match, and guess who comes back? Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. And they cost Davis and Doyle the tag team championships because it looked like they were going to win, but they don't.
Right.
Davis gets hit with the Shatter Machine. FTR retain their tag team championships. So, a lot of stuff to talk about here. First, FTR. Where do you think we're going with FTR now?
Yeah,
Are they just going to keep on defending?
I feel like they were going to win this match. I know like Davis got injured. They could have called an audible there if that wasn't supposed to be the case, but like it seemed like it didn't look awkward, right? It seemed like that was still the plan, right? FTR was going to win. Because then even Stokely's like, oh, Moxley, he's a good guy, even though he tried to take over. And they were like, he didn't help you because of you, right? Like he was like, they were mad at Davis and Doyle. And he's like, whatever, he's a great guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. So yeah, but what does FTR do? I mean, look, good God, we don't need the Young Bucks. They're on a new we're coming, but like Jesus Christ, we don't need that again. So like, I don't know. What do you like? Who's? I thought this Davis and Doyle thing was going to go for a bit, but I guess that's going to be done that's Davis and done for a while.
Davis and Dunn. Again, I don't know the status of Brian Cage, but if he's healthy, just have Don Callis go, yeah, we got one more for you, Murder Machines. And hopefully, fingers crossed, if you do that and that goes fine, then that's where I would say, hey, you didn't beat the Hurt Syndicate. So they're back, and now they're going to fucking murder you. Yep. And then it's like, oh, shit, right? And, man, if you really wanted to get, like, serious with it, you could have some real material there. You could have MVP call in Stokely Hathaway and Uncle Tom. Like, what are you doing with those white guys? Like, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, but you should.
Wouldn't. I don't think MVP doesn't want to either, but I think he wants to keep... He acknowledges that they're a group of black men, but he wants to keep that it's. He doesn't want it to be because they're black, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
He's not doing the nation thing here.
Right.
But I think MVP needs to give Stokely the like you're fucked kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's like the thing too is I don't think you have to be the because we're black gimmick to broach that subject. Obviously,
no.
The African American community can chime in a lot more than we could on those subjects.
But,
but I feel like that's a way, that's at least a thing you'd be like, why are you with these fucking cops? Like,
yeah. Now, if you want to do that, that would be fun. Yeah. Why are you with these hillbillies over here? What do you know
some
about?
Fucking ICE agents. They probably wouldn't. I think it seems like they're making a conscious decision to try to avoid bringing any of that subject up on TV.
Right.
Which
But anyhow. You could do some stuff, but that's what I would do. I would hopefully, again, depending on health, the next thing I would do, Murder Machines, because Don Callis could be like, you fucked us. We deserve one more shot.
Yep.
Then Hurt Syndicate, and then we'll see what from there, right?
Well, I mean, you could always, the Death Riders there, you could get a tag team out of that. Go after them.
Garcia and Yuta, you could do that. Yeah, because they're like, hey, we helped you. Now we want a shot, and it's those two guys. You could do that.
Or they could just be like, hey, thanks for helping us, but stay out of our fucking business. And they'll be like, fuck you. I'll stay in whatever business I want.
Right.
That's perfect for Garcia. Like, nobody tells me what business I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so now we got Death Riders and Don Callis family turned up a notch. But, again, if we're to believe what we saw there, Doyle will not be a part of this.
Nope.
Maybe that's just when Mark Davis and Lance Archer, right? You just put in another
Davis
big
and
guy.
Archer. Yeah,
Davis and Archer. But yeah,
fucking Mark Davis. That guy loses tag team partners left and right, man.
I know. Yeah, poor guy. I will say, though, it's still, the Death Riders are weird to me because we still don't like Yuta.
I know. And Garcia's definitely a heel character. Like,
Yeah, and Moxley's not really doing, other than that promo where he was like, this is why we wrestle, is this. Other than that, he hasn't done
would we
anything
call these folks
babyface.
the old overused term of tweeners from back in the day?
I guess, but like,
Because I feel like they still have that attitude where they could play a heel in their very
Yeah.
next storyline, or they could
Yeah.
kind of, be the babyface depending on who they're going up against.
yeah, but it's like they need to either acknowledge that some people are really mean and some people are not that bad,
Yeah.
or get on the same
So yeah,
page.
that's the thing
and-
too. Is like, yeah, somebody's a tweener, but you're still a heel, and like, hey man, stop
Yeah.
being an ass all the time.
Right.
They'll be
Yeah.
like,
It's,
"Fuck, you used to be.
and then there's
You know what I mean?
and there's too many people and Pac's hurt again. Like, we got a lot of shit going on here. A lot,
lot of
of
people
shit
hurt.
going on.
Pac hurt.
Well, yeah.
Doyle hurt.
'cause
Luchasaurus
they-
hurt.
They fucking wrestle.
They do wrestle.
Like, you know what I mean? They fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
All right, let's
wrestle.
get into my favorite pairing in AEW history. It's my favorite pairing of all time in AEW history. We go backstage, and Renee Paquette is talking to Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you keep having this beef with the Death Riders, but particularly your long-standing rival / friend, Yuta. And Yuta's like, oh, you're making fun of my hair and all this, because Orange Cassidy kind of cuts him down. He's like, right? And then Marina Shafir gets in there, and she's like, yeah, Orange Cassidy, you fucking bitch. And then who comes in to save the day? Timeless Tony Storm. And she's like, we ain't taking your shit, and piss off. And then we kind of get like a, all right, well, we'll see you, when we see you kind of thing. And there you go. But we get Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we're still leaning into this, right? The Tony Storm, Orange Cassidy stuff,
Love
and it's fine. I like it. Yeah, I mean, some of the best character fun work that we've got in all of pro wrestling history is wrapped up in these two. So I can only imagine this is gonna be at least some of the best stuff we see each week, right? Like it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know how it can be anything but I do feel like we don't have a major purpose yet. You know what I mean? Like we're still
No. But I still think we may get this love triangle. Maybe
Yeah.
Mina gets jealous of Tony. Maybe Mina
Yeah.
gets jealous of Orange.
I still miss. We only got it once, but Orange Cassidy needs to lean more into the like. And I'm Orange Cassidy, and I do not have a catchphrase. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that was the best line. You gotta
Yeah,
do
it
that
was
more.
the best. Yeah. Yeah, because again, she is dirty, air quotes, with her
Sure.
promos and her
Yes.
innuendos. I
Yes.
want her.
But he could be too in a sly way. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I'm
Like
saying.
he's worked some things in. Yeah.
I want them coming out of the locker
Look, he's
room.
freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy for you know what I mean? Like it's built into who he is too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want them coming out of a locker room and she's drinking a glass of orange juice and he looks relieved. Like, I want the fucking
He could
shit
be like,
here.
I love it when it's freshly squeezed.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's the best. Like,
No, he just fucking thumbs up. That's it. Yeah, just
that's best. Yeah, just does that.
big old smile.
That's what I want. And then I want Mina to get like,
She takes it
the
and
fuck?
drinks it.
Yeah.
That's what she's got to do. Yeah.
because
Give me some
as
of
great
that. And she's like,
because as great as
darling,
Tony
calm down.
Tony Storm is and Mina Shirakawa as the timeless love bombs, Tony's a single star.
Tony is the best pro wrestler in the world. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So unless you're gonna make him champion, let's have some friction between the two, right? So we'll see. We will see. But we will first get Yuta and Marina Shafir, I guess, against Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. So we'll see what happens there. Then, Tim, we get to our main event.
Yes.
In what I thought was probably the most shocking main event in recent memory.
Yeah.
We get
honestly.
Andrade El Ídolo taking on Swerve Strickland. Winner gets to face Kenny Omega. Is it next week or is it at
Is it next week or the Grand Slam?
I think it's the Grand Slam.
Okay.
Winner gets to face Kenny Omega. And again, go back to the first segment. Swerve Strickland's like, I want to fight you, Kenny. So all roads look to be leading towards Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland.
Good swerve, because I had no belief that Andrade was winning this match.
Pun
You know what I
intended.
mean? Yeah, good. Yeah.
Pun intended.
Well, it wasn't intended, actually. So I was shocked, honestly. I was like, oh, shit. Right? Like, I didn't even go there, because now the implication, too, is Swerve can only get angry about this, right? Like, he's already been testy and irritable and kind of, not liking how things are going, from the sides here. Now he just lost to Andrade, which, again, I thought, again, it's Don Callis Family. Everybody's kind of filler in there for a large portion. Like, he was just going to lose this match, right? Like, it's Andrade, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like, it's now, everybody's always said Andrade's this dude, right? Like, they expect Andrade to be main event material. And so, okay, let's see it. We've always said, if you have some language discrepancies, then let's get you a manager. And I guess he's got one of the best now. So I just feel like we're very oversaturated with Don Callis right now.
Yeah.
Like, very oversaturated.
Some guys need to be left to the side.
I don't need him 4 segments of show. He's on a commentary. He's talking to Kenny Omega. He's with, you know what I mean?
Which, by the way, so a couple observations. One of them I just thought about that I was going to ask you. Did you notice during the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship match, Stokely was on commentary, but not Don Callis?
Yeah,
Don Callis
exactly.
didn't even come out.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. It's weird, right? And so maybe just one gets it, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, why he wasn't,
That was interesting. And I agree with you. Yeah, it's every segment, unless he's...
It feels like every other segment is Don Callis related, at least, if he's not directly in it.
Yeah, we need to pare that down. Get rid of the Trents and the Rocky Romeros and the Lance Archers, and let's focus on Okada, Fletcher.
Even if you have him, just let them be the Collision Crew, right? Or an occasional goon for a run-in, but like...
Yeah.
What I don't need is Don Callis cuts a promo on a guy, and then Don Callis 2 segments later is on commentary, and then 2 segments later he's cutting a promo on another guy, and then 2 segments later he's on commentary again. Like, this is too much each episode.
Yeah,
as great as
he's
great.
He's great. Yeah, he's great, but yeah.
It just feels like it's the Don Callis show at some point. I'm like,
yeah. Now, another question I have for you. During this match, this is the second time in a row now, Andrade gets approached by a female front row, and he's taking a photo. It's obviously a plant, but like, what do you make of this?
They are doing this because he did that whole like take the pants off thing and almost flashed his junk.
Well, because it was weird. I watched that match. It was on Collision. He started wrestling in a T-shirt like he was Sting at 62 years old. It was like, you're not in bad shape.
Similar to how you used to talk about Randy Orton. You're like, if I look like that guy, I wouldn't wear pants anywhere.
Ever.
No shirt, no pants. I might not wear underwear. Like, ever. Yeah. I get it. I understand. But is that the thing? Is that what we're doing? Like, is Andrade's gimmick that everybody wants Andrade? Like, is that what we're doing? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, it's interesting, right? Yeah. The girls love him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, one thing that he did on Collision, I don't know if you caught this, it was one of the first things he did when he did the whole interaction with the fans, is he showed off his ring finger and was like, there's nothing on there. Fuck that bitch over there. Like, God damn.
How fast was that, too? That wasn't very long, huh? Their marriage, a couple years maybe?
Yeah. I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know what happened
I don't even know how. That was one of the weirder, like, what do you guys talk about?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
The road, man. Workouts in the road.
Yeah.
Talk about Testafin or whatever.
So, yeah, we get this whole thing with, like you said, maybe Andrade's going to be now the fucking...
The gigolo of the Don Callis family.
Gigolo of the... which maybe that makes Kyle Fletcher upset, right? He's the guy to be in pink. And
we've been talking about that DCFD. Everybody loves that. Don Callis family D, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. Now, at the end of this match, Swerve loses, but it wasn't legit. It wasn't this a clean win.
So give that. They did protect him there. He didn't get rolled up, schoolboyed or anything here.
Yeah, so it was
heel tactics.
Distraction from the ref, low blow, finisher. There you go. Now, Swerve, to his credit,
to be found to help.
Yeah, and he was just like, well, the first shot you saw was Swerve and Prince Nana being like, the fuck was that?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
no, you know?
Yeah. Like, you bitches. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see. But another thought I had, as soon as I saw the graphic, it reminded me, if you go back to Andrade's return, which, LOL, maybe it wasn't a return, he came back to AEW and attacked Kenny Omega. So I think they still wanted this Kenny Omega-Andrade match.
100%.
So this is how we got to it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But we go backstage, and MJF is back there, and Renee's like, hey, he won, and it's going to be him and Kenny Omega. How do you feel? And Brody King is like, hey, you fucking pussy. No, excuse me. They talk about how he's going to face Brody King, and then Kenny Omega walks up and was like, hey, I should have said hi earlier, you fucking bitch, you know? And MJF's like,
Fuck
off.
you. Yeah.
Fuck
Old
off.
guy. I don't give a shit about you.
And he walks off, right? And we're following him. He walks off. To his credit, Andrade fucking sprinted backstage and was like, huh? It's me now, you fucking bitch. And he says something to him. And then he's like, get out of here. And then he goes and he gets to his limo or whatever, goes to open the car door. Hangman says, what's up? And MJF's like, God
Everywhere he turns.
damn it. Yeah, he's like, God damn it. And he gets in the car, and then we leave on a shot of Hangman, and Hangman's like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, it was good to fuck with him tonight, you know?
Yeah. So,
well, here you go.
Wait.
Of that, does the pecking order tell you anything? Because it started with Kenny, then we go to Andrade, and then we end on Hangman. It looks like Swerve is maybe out of the picture. Samoa Joe, they said in commentary, was injured, which who knows if it's just vacation or not.
Sure.
So Swerve and Joe are, I guess, on the
Seemingly
sidelines
out.
right now. Yeah, so do you make anything of the order?
I tend to not, just because, like, even if you did, that they could use that and just swap it up, you know, and I don't know. I like he can't escape. MJF has kind of done this before too, where like he makes it easy to see when he feels the walls are closing in on him, right?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
he's
it.
awesome
I like
at
it.
that. It's just interesting because, yeah, we've got a lot of subtext here because we have one subtext of Hangman and Kenny. Now they're cool, but they might have to fight again, and we love it when they fight. Then we've got Don Callis, as you said, a little bit oversaturation. So then do we just turn it to 11, and now Andrade's the fucking champion, and here you go, fucking there have every segment, you know?
Yeah.
Or Kenny Omega says, I've never felt better. Obviously, you know, everyone knows I'm the wrestling god. And then we go with that. And lastly, or does MJF just go, I'm smarter than everyone? We all know that.
Yeah,
Fuck
in the end does he show some sly way that he got them all to fuck each other over and he's
Yeah,
standing
and
tall
he's
like
just like-
nerds? That's why y'all are bums.
He did do this before. Not beat for beat, and this is more interesting than the first time around, but he did do this when they did the Four Pillars match.
Yeah.
Remember when it was Jungle, Jack Perry,
Yep.
Darby, and Guevara? And he was doing and then he was trying to cut deals with Jack Perry and stuff?
Yep. Give them money and shit. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. This is more
Yep.
interesting than that, but yeah, I like this. This is
I know. It's
what do
interesting.
you think? Yeah, what do you think with Andrade and Kenny Omega? How do you think this goes down?
Everything normally would tell me Kenny Omega wins that match. Now, whether or not that ends a feud, maybe not. But I know we're, without saying it, I feel like we're in a what do they call the retirement run, right? For Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna put some folks over, I imagine. And this feels like a guy he would do that for. But I also feel like either way, win or lose, that's how maybe we get Kenny Omega and Andrade away, is because they spawn off into a fuck you bitch. And now we're back to slowly, now we've got the Hangman and Brody King here, right? Maybe like how we had Swerve and Samoa Joe fall off, maybe they fall off because they just get in too focused on each other.
I like that. My mind went to Swerve being pissed that he got screwed over by Andrade. So he's not going to let Andrade fucking win. So Kenny beats
doesn't like
Andrade. Well, yeah, but he hates that he got
Yeah,
fucked
true.
over. Like, you know what I mean? And so I think at the pay-per-view Revolution, I think we're going to get Andrade versus Swerve in a gimmick match, a fill in the blank match, right? A cage match or whatever, right? Something there, because now you cost me with a low blow. I cost you. You know, you hate me now. Prince Nana hates Don Callis. Right there. Hangman is the one that feels awkward. Because no offense to Brody King, I think MJF is going to beat Brody King, and something, again, I would keep him hot with
Not
the
even
Adidas.
get a title match, or like
No, I think
in the eliminator match. Okay.
Or no, he can beat him in Australia, because like you said, they need some more shit there. But Hangman's just kind of hanging out. He's not beating anyone really.
Right, and he's just kind of yucking it up and loving life.
And he's the former champion, and so it's not like he's just a bum.
Right.
But he keeps mentioning Hook. Right? When earlier in the night he was like, if I had my eye off the ball, and if it wasn't for Hook with a low blow.
So maybe that's another Grand Slam match. We get Hangman versus Hook.
Or a pay-per-view match, Revolution,
Could get
Hangman
that a Revolution.
Hook.
Could.
Because you could hypothetically, you could do Bandito, Brody King, Swerve, Andrade, Hangman, Hook, Joe is out with injury or whatever, and then your main event, Kenny, MJF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good mix
there.
of stuff. Tom, nobody talked to us in the chat today because
It's
they
okay.
failed us. And
Well,
nobody sent
sometimes
us
they're
an email.
intimidated.
You know, yeah, they could have sent us an email, but somebody did post a comment on the web post for the live stream tonight. It just came across, so I'm going to read it here now while we still have the time. This came from
Great.
This came from Neural Foundry. Those words are too smart
Love
for
it.
me. Solid breakdown of last night. Andrade pulling off that controversial win sets up something interesting with Omega next week. The Don Callis angle feels like it's building to something bigger than just a manager stable. Ciampa debuting for the TNT scene is the wild card nobody saw coming, but kind of needed. I do agree that, like, I think Ciampa popping up in the TNT scene will kind of help do something for that. This Don Callis angle feels like it's building to something bigger than just a manager stable. It's an interesting comment, because I think I understand kind of what they're saying there, but what could that be? What could we be building to that's like bigger than just this is the Don Callis family? Like, is this some sort of Don Callis retribution thing, or this is your life, or what are we doing here?
Well, the only thing I can think,
Does he take control? Right?
is the he's now taking everything, and someone has to step in with real power,
right?
And then we do a AEW versus Don Callis blood and guts match, right?
Okay.
Team AEW, and it's
Versus the Don
Kenny
Callis family,
versus the Don Callis
It's
family.
Hangman, Kenny, Swerve, right? All these people who are now, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Good.
That's what I think. But there's also, because you know what? Actually, yeah, here you go. I bet you it is something like that. We do a blood and guts, and it's 5-on-5. So it's Hangman, Kenny, Swerve, Brody King, and then they have a mystery partner. And Don Callis picks his 5. Let's just say it's Lance Archer, it's Andrade, it's Fletcher, it's Davis, because they were the United Empire, right? So that's a tag team. And then you pick Rocky Romero, right?
Okay.
Boom.
Gotcha.
That's your 5. And then the mystery opponent for Team AEW is Takeshita. And Takeshita's like, fuck the Don Callis family.
I love AEW.
Yeah. And then Okada's like, Okada's in there too. Yeah. Fuck
it's Okada.
Romero. Okada. Yeah.
Exactly,
And then that's when Don Callis is like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And then
Cheetah, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah. Fletcher's like,
He
what
does the
fuck?
Okada thing back, just flips him off, calls him a bitch.
Yeah. That would be perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's some good stuff going. I'm very excited. But yeah.
They're all standing out there. Takeshi's even with them as they're getting ready for the match. The Don Callis family's like, where's your 5th partner? Where's your 5th guy? You guys don't even have any friends. And then, like, Takeshi just turns and he goes, bitch, and flips him off. And then all of a sudden we're fighting.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That is the way to do it. I love it. Love it.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
there we go.
This
That's
was
what we
fun.
got.
So that's another way you can get with us. You can comment live on the webpage posts. We'll read that. We'll read the emails. We'll read some Blue Sky, DMs if you send it. Talk to us. We need friends. Get in the chat. We'll be back here next week to talk about more AEW. One of these days soon, I'm going to have to wear a damn Jeff Jarrett shirt when we make predictions for AEW Revolution. And you'll get to see that if you join us live on the YouTube live streams. And you can find out when those are by subscribing to us at AllEliteWrapup.com. And Tom, unless you got anything else.
No.
All right. Well, then,
I will see you next week, dumbass.